Hello, this is Jeff Martin from Blasted to Static.
This is Cobra Page from Cobra and the Lotus.
This is Bill from Striker.
Hi, this is Aline Haag from Lyra.
This is Tony from Sonata Arctica, and you're listening to the Great Metal Debate podcast.
Welcome, Great Metal Debate listeners. I'm here with Eli and Alex from Holy Grail. Guys, welcome.
Hey, thanks for having us, man.
Hey, man, it's a pleasure. Can't wait to see the show, man.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Thank you for the beer, dude.
Hey, not a problem, man. So, you guys haven't been at a long time yet. How are the shows going?
It's a different crowd. I would say it's like they accept us as being like on the tour package.
Right.
You know, we haven't had like a really bad crowd where they just kind of turn to their phones and walk out to take a smoke break or something. Like,
what do you mean by different then?
Like usual, like, you know, we have a lot of like classic heavy metal thrashers that come, you know, denim vest, long hair. This one, you know, you see a lot of guys clean cut looking, you know, maybe shaved head. So it's more of like, I guess, I don't want to like discriminate, but like more of like the bro side, you know, of metal.
I mean, it's definitely. I mean, you guys have got a different sound than Devil Driver a little bit, and so the fans are obviously a little more diverse. Is that what you're finding?
Yeah. Well, I think because it's fascinating with Devil Driver because you'll have a lot of fans of Dez coming from Cold Chamber, so you'll have like these leftovers from the new metal movement, but then you also have fans from the metalcore movement for like when Devil Driver started,
right?
And then they've kind of become their own thing and have just straight up Devil Driver fans now.
Right.
So you have all these different sides of it, and a lot of those fans have never heard of us and aren't really even like hip to what's going on in, like, I guess our scene.
Right.
And so it's actually been really cool because we've hit an entire new audience that would have never even looked us up.
Right.
You know, and they've been really, really accepting, which has been awesome. Yeah, we're expecting the fire and the pitchforks, you know, right off the bat, but they couldn't have been nicer, and they've been, you know, buying merch, and just like we get a lot of like, never heard of you ever, I'm gonna buy your CD.
Cool.
You know?
Excellent. Now you guys you've been at this a little while. You've been touring a while. How has kind of touring changed, you know, since you've been on the road from the very beginning?
I think for us, like we kind of we jumped in right at the time when the music industry kind of changed, and you know, we showed up right when there was, you know, no money. So it for us, we've definitely seen the crowds getting bigger and people wanting to see live music because you just can't replicate that, you know, as much as you can. And but I think for us, it's been about the same for bands of our level, but I have noticed the big packages have been having a little bit more trouble. Like it kind of seems like it's like a lot of these tours would be just like sold out and everything, and now it's kind of waning a bit. Right. But I feel like last year or so it's starting to catch up with like some speed again, you know. Like it's So I'm hopeful.
Yeah. Another thing too that I've noticed is the social media aspect of it.
Oh yeah.
We're having to do more work on that rather than just like going on tour, just hanging out and doing whatever. Yeah. We have to be more intuitive with, like, you know, focusing on Twitter, Instagram, what we're doing, and, you know, all that.
Is that the biggest change you see in the industry?
I think so. I mean, like, it seems like, I mean, I was actually just talking to some of the guys in the Devil Driver, and they're kind of like, they're starting to kind of get used to the whole social media aspect, because, you know, you're getting these like headlining bands that they've never really had to do that, like, since like mid 90s, 2000s and whatnot, and then now this is like the new thing, and it's hitting pretty hard, you know, like where you'll have new fans that are already like diverse in the social media thing, where they think they can just like take a picture with Dez or something like instantly and be okay with it, rather than like the whole meet and greets and all of that kind of a thing. So it's turning into more of like you're sharing everything with your fans, from your bathroom to the stage.
Well, that's a really good point in the fact of like, you just don't get on the road and meet everybody that's at the show. You'll kind of botch your album in a sense if you don't pump it up on social media. Like, if you really didn't like go every day on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, like your sales will be affected by that. And it's one of those scary things. It's just like, man, I'm like I'm out here like hustling and everything, and because I didn't like do a selfie, like we're not going to sell as many records. It's
it's hilarious.
Yeah, and then plus that's how they post all the shows now on social media. They have all their digital posters.
Oh, there's definitely bootleg. I mean, almost to a band, we're finding when we ask about the biggest change, it's that record sales plummet because you can get it wherever, you can get it YouTube or whatever. But if you don't do YouTube, you don't get publicized. I mean, is that what you're finding?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's the thing. It's like with like Spotify and all the like streaming sites. It's you're getting half a penny, like for a bunch of plays, and but at the same time, if you're not on there, like you're just gonna get looked over, discovered. So yeah, it's definitely a strange time.
It is a strange. Would you call it a difficult time?
Yes and no. I mean,
it's because it's so new. We just have to like figure out the system, and I feel like after that it'll kind of get smoothly. It's like working a new job. Hard at first, but then you get the ropes.
I don't know. I think at the end of the day, like people come to the shows still, and they still love the live experience, and I think we're in a transitionary period, and I think it's going to be good. Eventually, it's just like you just kind of have to stick it out. And then that's kind of the beauty of it, and especially within metal, is they applaud longevity, like just being around, And so we've definitely seen that.
Excellent. Now, you guys are on tour supporting an album that was released when?
February.
And tell the name of the album?
Times of Pride and Peril.
Times of Pride and Peril. Okay. Now, how does that compare with some of your previous albums?
It's definitely there's a lot more breathing room in it. I think, and not that we weren't trying to prove anything on this album, but like with our first two albums, we're just trying to make it action-packed. So if there wasn't singing, there was a guitar solo. It was just like all. And with this, we were just trying to like, let the riffs breathe a lot more. And in doing that, it lent itself to more melodic vocals and just more soaring vocals and stuff like that. And it ended up being a lot catchier. Which wasn't the plan. It just we wanted, it was just like, God, that riff's cool, man. Let it go a couple more times. Don't slap anything on top of it.
Now, well, let me ask this. In adding to that, now you guys are two shredders. You both do. In the writing process, what's that like? How do you decide who takes what lick and whose turn is it? How does that work?
We pretty much just like, hey, do you want this solo?
We try to make it pretty even, like throughout I think initially we tried to like tally up all the leads and then divvy them out. It was funny though when we were recording Ride the Void. We were so like our fingers were so like raw that we ended up like we had to put one more solo to the end of a song, and we ended up rock paper scissoring. Who has to do this? Who has to do it?
There you go.
Yeah, and it was like we were both trying to get out of it, and
what a great problem to have, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, now our podcast it's called The Great Metal Debate, and there really is a debate. It's 80s metal versus sort of new metal. Where do you guys fall in that range? And with your distinct blend of sort of retro metal and new metal added in, is genre important to you?
Not really.
Okay.
We're just trying to be heavy metal, you know, on top of that umbrella, and not really worry about all the subgenres and feeling like we have to be married to one certain subgenre.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, we definitely wear our influences on our sleeve.
Yeah.
You know, as far as the old stuff, but at the same time, we're not gonna act like we've never heard Pantera.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah. Like it's in our roots, like our favorite bands and like what our influences are. But we're not gonna like specifically make an album with the goal of sounding like Metallica or you know, we're gonna try like this Iron Maiden kind of, you know, concept album.
Gotcha.
You know. We're just trying to be Holy Grail, you know, whatever we like, we put in the pool.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we've definitely got a lot of smack about having harsh vocals here and there.
Right.
You know, and it's I think it's a lot of people like, you're ruining my retro experience, and my whole thing was just like, you know, when I want a retro experience, I just go listen to Killers by Iron Maiden.
Exactly.
Like I don't ask any new band of that. You know?
Right.
So that's kind of where I think we're thrown into the old school retro thing is when, you know,
yeah, it's like you'll listen to like Death Magnetic, and then you'll be like, well, they don't sound like Metallica anymore, but hopefully this new band that kind of sounds like Metallica will be the next Metallica.
Gotcha.
You know?
Yeah, but even though Trivium goes, we want to be the next Metallica, and everybody flips out on them.
Right.
And it was like, we want to aspire to that goal, and they're like, you said you're the next Metallica, and you're like, didn't you want the next Metallica? Like, come on, man.
Yeah. I mean, you guys have a retro sound, but you also have some death metal in there. I mean, you have some melodic stuff in there. I mean, I don't think you fit in a certain genre almost. I mean, do you see it that way?
Oh, absolutely. I just think we're heavy metal, and the funny thing is, everybody says that we have this modern edge, and it's funny because the heavy stuff that at least I'm influenced by is early 90s death metal.
Yeah.
So, and that's over 20 years old at this point. And so it's funny that the modern edge is still 20 years old.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
Because I love like early Morbid Angel and Cannibal Corpse and Death and Carcass, and just like even though it's death metal, it's just great songwriting.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
So I think that's the biggest thing in metal for us is just if it's good songwriting, like it doesn't matter what year it came from.
Yeah. There you go. There's another one. All right. Now, where can fans get music and merchandise for Holy Grail?
You can go to holygrailofficial.com, and we'll be putting shirts, odd size shirts, up on the website. But I mean, if you want to come to a show, like we definitely have like tour exclusive shirts, and you can get music there. And then Prosthetic Records or FYE,
right?
You can do that online.
Okay.
Amazon, pretty much anywhere. Pretty much anywhere music's sold.
Okay, cool.
So maybe not Best Buy.
Okay, yeah.
They're diminishing CD section.
Yeah. Well, Eli and Alex, thank you for joining the Great Metal Debate today. It was excellent to meet you guys, and looking forward to the show, definitely.
Right on, man. Thank you for coming.